The crystal glasses were raised, the chandelier glowed. Everyone was smiling, everyone except me. My parents' 25th wedding anniversary dinner was supposed to be elegant, warm, and full of gratitude. That's what the gold-embossed invitations promised. I wore a simple navy blue dress, nothing flashy, nothing that screamed attention. I'd learned long ago that attention was a luxury I was never allowed to have in this family. My mother tapped her glass, her smile wide and rehearsed. "We have an announcement," she said, eyes scanning the room. My father slipped his arm around her waist. "Next week," he declared proudly, "we're going to Hawaii with our son and his wife. A well-deserved family vacation." Applause exploded around the table. I froze. Their son. Not children, not family. Son. My younger brother, Daniel, grinned from ear to ear, already scrolling through photos of beaches on his phone. His wife leaned into him, smug, satisfied, like she'd just won something that was never hers to begin with. No one looked at me. Not when my mother added, laughing lightly, "Of course, someone has to stay back and handle things here. You know how responsible she is." That someone was me, the daughter who paid half their mortgage, the daughter who covered hospital bills, the daughter who postponed her own life so everyone else could live comfortably. I smiled, that polite, trained smile women like me master early. Inside, something cracked. After dinner, my aunt hugged me and whispered, "You're such a good girl, always understanding." Good girl. That phrase echoed in my head as I drove home alone, hands tight on the steering wheel. They had never asked if I wanted to come, never asked if I needed rest, never asked if I was tired of being invisible. What they didn't know, what no one at that table knew, was that the reason they could afford Hawaii, the reason my brother never worried about money, the reason that anniversary dinner was even possible, was me. And for the first time in my life, I decided to stop being understanding. I pulled into my apartment, opened my laptop, and logged into an account my family didn't even know existed. A quiet smile touched my lips. If they wanted to announce vacations without me, I would make an announcement of my own. Soon. The next morning, my phone rang non-stop. My mother's name flashed across the screen for the third time. I let it ring. By noon, my father finally left a voicemail, his voice tense. "Call us back. There's a problem with the accounts." I leaned back in my chair, coffee warm in my hands, calm in a way I'd never felt before. For years, I'd managed the family finances unofficially. I set up investment portfolios, handled taxes, negotiated business deals under a consulting firm registered under my name. My parents thought it was just paperwork. My brother thought magic magically appeared. They never asked questions, because questioning me meant acknowledging my value. That morning, I made one change. I withdrew my support. Not illegally, not emotionally, professionally. By afternoon, Daniel showed up at my door, furious. "What did you do?" he snapped. "Mom says the Hawaii bookings were canceled. Dad says the credit line is frozen." I met his glare evenly. I stopped funding it. His laugh was sharp. "You're joking, right?" I didn't answer. That's when his face changed. At dinner that night, the family gathered again, but this time no candles, no laughter, just tension. My father cleared his throat. "We didn't realize how much you were contributing." I raised an eyebrow. "You never asked." My mother reached for my hand. "Sweetheart, we didn't mean to exclude you. You know Daniel needs more support. You were strong, independent." There it was again. Strong meant sacrifice. Independent meant alone. I stood up. "For 10 years, I said calmly, I've been your backup plan, your safety net, your invisible solution. And last night, you made it clear where I stand." Silence. "I won't fund trips I'm not invited to. I won't support a family that doesn't acknowledge me as part of it." Daniel scoffed. "So what, you're punishing us?" I smiled, soft, steady. "No, I'm choosing myself." I walked out before they could respond. That night, I booked my own flight. Not to Hawaii, somewhere more meaningful. 3 weeks later, I stood on a quiet balcony overlooking the ocean. My ocean. Not crowded, not loud. peaceful. I had gone to Maui, yes, but on my own terms. A small boutique resort, no family obligations, no emotional labor, just space to breathe. My phone buzzed with messages I hadn't opened. Apologies, regrets, fear. When I finally returned home, things were different. My parents invited me to dinner again. No announcements this time, just humility. "We were wrong," my father admitted. "We took you for granted." My mother's eyes were red. "We didn't see you, but we do now." I nodded. Not forgiving, not angry, just clear. "I love you," I said, "but love without respect isn't love. It's convenience." Daniel shifted uncomfortably. For once, he had nothing to say. I didn't restore everything. I set boundaries. Support became optional, not expected. Respect became mandatory, not assumed. And for the first time, my seat at the table wasn't earned by sacrifice, it was given by recognition. Months later, at another family gathering, my mother raised her glass. "This time," she said, smiling at me, "we're celebrating our daughter, the woman who taught us what family really means." I met her gaze. The revenge wasn't loud, it wasn't cruel, it was freedom, and it lasted longer than any vacation could ever.